Hello you guys, and welcome back to ky&mommys journey. Thank you so much for tuning in to yet another video. If you are new here, welcome. Hello, welcome to the butterfly family. And if this is not your first time being here, welcome back. If you are not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. If it's red on your end, that means that you're doing something wrong. Once you have hit the subscribe button, go ahead and put on your notification bell. Make sure you hit the all option so that you can get all of the notifications for when I post a video. So, welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. If you're watching this, it may be a different day, but today's Friday for me. So today in this video, I am coming with you guys. I wish I was coming with you guys wherever you guys are going. But I'm coming to you guys with a story time. This story time is just basically I wanted to share with you guys about how I found out I was pregnant with my beautiful daughter, who is now 6 years old. Gonna be 6 years old in December, but yeah. So basically, I was in college. I was going to a community college over in the area where I lived at. It was basically like in a walking distance, so it wasn't far from where I actually resided at. So I was able to walk to and from the college at the time, and it was me and my best friend Mariah. So hey Mariah, which is my daughter's godmother. Hey girl, if you're watching this. Yeah, so basically I was just living a normal life like a young adolescent would live their life. I would go out, not like, to major parties, but I would go out with my friends, or we have a couple friends, or we have like a house little get together or whatever, and we would have like our little wine coolers or whatever the case may be like that. I'm not a heavy drinker, but I do like to sip and get a little nice or whatever, tipsy, whatever the case may be. I do love wine coolers. Your girl loves wine coolers, Smirnoffs, Seagrams, all those. But anyway, nonetheless, that's not what we're here to talk about. But basically, I was, like I said, I was attending a community college called Orange County Community College at the time with my best friend Mariah, and we were just two young and free people. At the time, she already had her daughter, which is my goddaughter, who is now almost a preteen. So her daughter was already here before my child was even thought of or existed. So anyway, I'm living, like I said, living my life freely, and I just was going about my day or whatever. And for like the past week or whatever, let's flashback to flashback to 2011, 2012. Okay. It was a regular day. We were going to school. We had a class coming up because she and I basically shared a lot of classes together. We were kind of majoring in the same thing, which was early childhood development. And I was going to class, but I wasn't really keeping up with like when my period would come, when it wasn't coming, because like I said, I was too busy with like trying to study, trying to get papers done and whatnot like that, trying to keep up with all of my credentials in school and all of my coursework. So I was getting overwhelmed. And a lot of times she and I were not eating like we were supposed to. We were missing meals, skipping meals, and all those things. So we were like basically just always keeping a drink with us, whether it be water, soda. At the time, I'm not gonna lie, I drank soda like fucking crazy, okay? And a lot of Gatorade. So that day we had a class or whatever, and we were late. Because that's just what we were, always late for whatever reason, whether we were grabbing food or we just took a nap, overslept, because we lived so close, we could do that. But then we end up still being like 5 minutes, 10 minutes late, fashionably late. But anyway, you guys, so that day, it was like a normal day, like I said. We were doing the normal things that we did, and your girl had to pee so bad, okay? So my best friend kept saying, girl, you always having to pee. You always having to pee. We always got to stop to make a trip to the bathroom before we get to class. So I'm like, okay, Ian, like your girl got to pee. What you want me to do? I can't help it. So that whole week or whatever, like I kept like always having to go to the bathroom, literally like to the point where I'm about to piss on myself. So one day we're like walking home and I'm like, girl, I got to pee so bad. She's like, Shanti, you just peed in the bathroom at the school before we left. So how you got to pee again? I'm like, girl, I don't know. So I'm like, maybe it's something out, I drank too much or whatever. She's like, no, girl, you had nothing to. She's like, girl, you had nothing to drink before we left the class. And, from leaving the classroom to home. So I get to the house, girl. I run up the stairs, girl. I run to the bathroom. I go pee. Mind you, I didn't even know that my sister and one of my younger sisters and my mom were in my sister room. So the bathroom was like by my sister room where my mom and her were at. So excuse me, I go in the bathroom, I close the door. She's just like, who that? My mom's like, who that? I'm like, oh, it's me or whatever. So she like, oh, okay. She's like, you home from school? I'm like, yeah, I'm done for the day. So my best friend, she's waiting downstairs or whatever for me. So they in there whispering or whatever. So when I come out and whatever, and I go to the bathroom, I heard my sister saying to my mom, I told you she pregnant. And I'm like, what? So my mom's like, yeah, your sister said that you pregnant or I said, first of all, where did I come from? I just came from school and ran to the bathroom. So how does me running to the bathroom coming from school, you guys just come up with me being pregnant? Like, please tell me how. So she's like, because you getting thicker or whatever. At the time I was way smaller than I am now. I was around a size 9, 10. Now I am like a 15, 16. So I was definitely way smaller than I am now. I've always had like a big bust up here as far as this is concerned, but I was way smaller, like as far as like the waist and hips and butt and all that. I never really had like all of that. So once I like, you know, started, I guess, gaining weight or whatever, I didn't really realize what it was, but I was gaining weight because I was pregnant. And like I said, I didn't even realize that's what it was. So they started going back and forth, trying to tell me that I'm pregnant. And I'm arguing with them like I'm not. So mom's like, okay, well, you is getting thicker or whatever. And look at your pants. At the time I did have leggings on. And I kept wondering why my clothes kept fitting like tighter. And I never had that problem with my like pants like really like fitting snug, like more like close to the skin, very tight, right? So I'm like, no, but I'm still like in denial, like, no, I'm not pregnant. So they started like trying to tell me I'm pregnant. At this point, I'm getting pissed off because I'm like, don't tell me about my own body. I know my body. I know I'm not pregnant. Now, yes, I was sexually active. Yes, I did have a partner at the time and I was sexually active with that person. However, I didn't, like I said, I was living the life. I wasn't expecting and I wasn't thinking that, okay, boom, this time I'm pregnant. I missed my, you know, and I didn't realize too, like I said, I wasn't keeping track of my period at the time like that because I was so focused on my work, you know, keeping up with my credentials and my classwork. So long story short or whatever, so my mom at that point, she said, okay, well, let's go to our local dollar store and let's purchase a pregnancy test. So we did. We go to the local store. We purchased the pregnancy test. We get back home or whatever. So I take the pregnancy test. I didn't want to, but I took it. And I go to take a shower, proceed to do that. So my mom's standing in the bathroom and she's like, oh, watching the pregnancy test to see what it says, right? So I'm in the shower, like, because I'm still like in my head, like, I'm not pregnant. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. I'm not fucking pregnant. So the pregnancy test, I think it's like 3 minutes or whatever for the results to pop up, whether you have like the cross or you have like, it's like the minus sign. So I'm in the shower and, you know, I'm just in my own world. And in my head, though, I'm like, that shit better not say I'm pregnant. So I look or whatever and I'm in the shower. I'm still, you know, doing my own thing. And mom's like, that shit says you're pregnant. So I'm like, what? And she like, that shit says you're pregnant. So I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't say that, but in my head, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That shit says I'm pregnant. So I hurried and got the shower. I put a towel on me and I look and that shit definitely says I'm pregnant. So I'm like, oh, nah, that shit must be defected or whatever. We got to go get another one. So we go to another dollar store and we get like 2 more. I go home, take those 2 and both of them came back that I was pregnant. Man, when I tell y'all, I was like scared. I was like still in denial and I'm like, no fucking way. And I'm trying to figure out like, how the fuck does this happen? Like, I'm going to school right now. I'm in college. Like, I just freshly started school. Like, I just got out of high school. Like, I'm not ready to, be no mom. Like, no. Like, I'm still trying to enjoy being like an adolescent. I just was in my 20s. Like, I want to say I was what, like 21 or 20, but I was still very, very, very young in my early 20s. So I wasn't ready for that. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I was or whatever like that. I had like all the normal reactions that anybody who was around my age or whatever, or even younger would have. So my mom, she's like, look, that shit says you're pregnant. So then she takes the pregnancy test, the first one I took, and goes and shows it to all my sisters, telling them my damn business, which she's good for that. Love to tell them my business. Mind you, I'm the oldest. I don't know why you telling them my business for it, but yeah. So she's like, yeah, she pregnant. Your sister pregnant. Y'all gonna be an aunt. Mind you, like, let me take time to wrap it around my head myself that I'm pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you know I'm even gonna keep the baby, and here you are telling them, oh, she's pregnant, you're gonna be an auntie. Like, slow down, pump the brakes, rewind, bring it back. So I'm still thinking about it. I'm just like still in denial. So I go get dressed and all that. So now at this point, I have to like figure out like what I'm gonna do, what's the next steps. because this is all new to me. It was my first pregnancy. I don't know anything. And the first thing I needed to do was definitely make an appointment to go to the doctor to see how far along I was, because like I said, I had definitely you know, wasn't taking precaution as far as like what I was intaking or whatever. Nothing crazy like as far as drugs or nothing like that, but I know for sure I had maybe a wine cooler or two, you know, prior to even knowing that I was pregnant. But I did, you know, notice that I was having to urinate a lot. But like I said, I wasn't really noting. I didn't know like at the time that that's what that meant, because like I said, it was my first pregnancy, so I didn't realize that that's having to urinate a lot meant that you were, you know, pregnant or whatever. But I did. I had to urinate a lot, like maybe about 5 to 10 times a day. I was having to urinate between school, and then when I got home from school, I was having to literally rush to the bathroom because, like I said, I felt like I was about to piss on myself. Like it was like that, literally right there from me wetting myself. But so I made an appointment to go to the doctors and see how far along I was, and then they told me I was about like I want to say like 4 or 5 weeks I was when I found out I was pregnant. That's how far along the doctor said I was, being from the estimated time that I told him that I thought, and I remembered and recalled me having my last period. So I would just say that it's very important to make sure that you remember your cycles. I'm very on top of my cycle now. Whenever I get my period, I make sure I mark it in my calendar when it first starts and when it ends, because, you know, I'm not having sex right now. FYI, it's none of y'all business, but I'm not having sex right now, no. But it's definitely important for anybody who is sexually active with your partner, or just sexually active and you have, just saying, multiple partners, to keep up with your menstrual and what's going on with your body. But here we are, 5.5 years later, and I'm a mom. Some days I still can't believe that shit, but she's truly a blessing to my life. She's definitely changed me for the better, and I just try to be the best version of me that I possibly can for her, because at the end of the day, I do have a daughter, and I feel like little girls definitely need a positive role model and mother to look up to, and I try to display that for her every single day. I do have my shortcomings. I do fall short of, you know, myself, and sometimes I fall short of being a good mom. That's not saying that I'm not a good mom, but I have my shortcomings, and I do fall short. I'm not perfect. I'm far from it, but I do try to be, and I strive to be the best version of myself for my child, and for my situation. But yeah, that's the story about how I found out I was pregnant. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not going to hold you up any longer or be before you long, as the pastor would say. Okay? Let the church say amen. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below with either more story times that you would want to hear, or just letting me know that you enjoyed the story time and you would want to hear more story times, because I do have a few more story times for you guys that I think you guys would enjoy. If you didn't and you want to give the video a thumbs down, that's fine as well. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to that. So until the next time, thank you so much for tuning in to ky&mommy's journey, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.